Hey sweet friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have all new spring DIYs that I know you're gonna love. These are so fun, bringing in colors. You can keep them neutral. That's what I love about spring crafting, is you kind of just get to pick whatever fits your style. So whenever I make something with florals in it, you can pick more just like neutral greenery or go for more colorful flowers, whichever fits your style, and just trade them out as you like. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, make sure you are subscribed, and let's go ahead and get on into crafting. First up, I thought I would make over some of my Valentines Signs, so I don't want them to go to waste. This has a gorgeous colored light wood frame. I just removed the little 3D hearts off of this piece and going to cover up the backing with some scrapbooking paper. I picked mine up at Hobby Lobby, and I like to mix it up. I use a lot of like faux wood scrapbooking paper, so I like to mix it up. So this was a really cute neutral but like dotted pattern. And then I just cut it down to what I thought it needed to be, and then used my X-Acto knife, or this is actually a Cricut knife, and cut it down to size, glued this in place, and then I was ready to decorate it. This saves me so much time rather than trying to paint over the background, and a lot of times it takes several coats to get all of that red or bright wording covered up. Now this is what I was so excited about. Dollar Tree actually has out these little mirrored houses. These are adorable, and they say like wall stickers, but these are perfect to craft with. So I'm making a couple of different projects with these today that I love so much. So first of all, I'm making like a mini little sign. This will look adorable on like a tiered tray or on a shelf. One of my favorite projects, but I have some leftover little beads, but I've been seeing people like buying small beads at Hobby Lobby. They actually have like ribbon beads or bead garland, so I pick up a lot of bigger beads there, but I am seeing online a lot of smaller ones. So these were left over from Dollar Tree, so that's what I'm using, but you can find them at your local craft stores. And then I needed a word to go at the bottom. I glued that house in place. So all I had was like these rub-on transfers that were small enough, but I feel like one word just wasn't enough, so I kind of played around with it and put Celebrate Memories. I thought it was perfect with this little home on there with the heart. I think the heart is adorable, so I just placed those together. I love how they're a little bit different of a font. They look really cute together, and then just scratch that on there. And this is how easy. This craft literally took 5 minutes, but I think it is so gorgeous and just one of my favorites of this video. For this next one, I'm kind of doing the same idea, but just a little bit on a bigger scale, and I had a really fun idea to actually make the mini little houses a garland. So using one of these older signs, I love how the back actually pops out of this one, so it's so easy to cover over the back and then place it back in the frame, and then you're ready to go. This is kind of the same patterned scrapbooking paper, but just a little bit of a different color. The last one was gray, and this is more of like a teal or turquoise, which I think is gorgeous for the springtime. So it gives that pop of color, but still keeping this like a neutral sign. Put that in the back, and then it was time to decorate it. So doing the same thing I did before, just gluing those beads in place, but I will be attaching those little houses like they look like they're dangling down like a little garland. I painted mine white. Now the only thing is these are like on sticker paper, which is like more of like a glossy material. So whenever I do paint on them, the paint does dry weird around the edges. So I do have to take my X-Acto knife after this completely dries the little houses and just rub it around there, or you could take scissors or any kind of like popsicle stick and carefully just get those paint chips off of the edges where they kind of just dried and clung to the house, but it still looks really good. They're easy to wipe away. And then I really wanted these to look like they were hanging and not just floating underneath this beaded garland, so I did tie on some jute twine, and this is just for looks only. I just glued it down to the sign and then glued the house on top of that. Now you have a couple of different options for the words. So Dollar Tree has out signs that have words that you can steal from there, or you could use some more rub-on transfers. But I actually love running in Hobby Lobby and looking at their wooden words. They have a ton of like a big selection. Some of them are MDF or wood, just whatever price point that you want to go for, but these are only a couple of bucks to really upgrade any project, so highly recommend checking out the wood section at your local Hobby Lobby because I don't know, I just love how it upgrades each project rather than just using stickers on everything. So glued this family down in place. That's how easy it was to put this together, and I love this. Next up, I had a really fun idea to create like some pressed flowers in glass. So these are trendy all over like higher end stores, and I thought we could make this to look like a really fun, cute photo frame. Originally, I had two of these little clip-on frames or these little clip-on picture frames, and I was going to use that with one of the pressed flowers in the middle, but I love how it turned out. So I ended up putting just one of like the picture clip-on frames in the middle and then two pressed flower frames on the edges. So you'll see what I'm talking about. If you don't want to spend the extra on the pressed flowers, I picked mine up at Hobby Lobby. I did get them on sale, but they still can be a few dollars extra than what you would buy at Dollar Tree for like stickers. So I was sharing with you that you can just purchase Dollar Tree stickers if that's what you want. But I feel like these have such a high-end look. They look so gorgeous. I love the pops of yellow and lavenders and different shades of violet, purples, or whatever. So I put those in there. That's why I'm using two frames, because I want that exact same size of glass, and I'm just stealing the glass out of the second frame. So then I can put them in together. I did hot glue them in place because I wasn't able to put the backing on because I want it to be clear, but I thought it was gorgeous. So that's what made me decide to go ahead and create another one just so I can get more of that same effect, and then I'll be able to put a cute photo in the middle. This actually worked a lot better because the middle frame is the only one that now has like the stand in the back so that you can set this up and it's going to hold it up nice and straight. I did make sure to secure this with just some popsicle sticks in the backing, connecting both of these together because I did feel like it would fall apart if I didn't put some extra like surface area to be glued back there. But just glue this in place, and this is absolutely adorable. I think this would be a really cool gift idea, something you can keep for yourself or just a display, like I said, for spring, but I think this is really pretty. I seriously love that frame so much that I decided to make another one. So these were new to me, these little 4x4 frames. I love the wooden texture like on the outside, but like I mentioned, you do need two frames per one picture that you're making because you need that same exact size glass. So just taking the glass out of the second frame and then just pretty much doing the same thing using the leftover little flowers that I had. Once again, pick them up at Hobby Lobby, and they have tons of color. You definitely can fit something that would match your style, but I love little daisies in the spring as well as purple. It's one of my favorite colors whenever I am decorating for springtime. So just played around with it until I got it how I wanted and just made this fun little sign that I can put on a shelf by itself, or once again like a tiered tray, but it adds that extra pop of color and just looks really pretty. Now the stand to the picture frame is on the backing that I can't put in here because I want to keep it clear, so I did hot glue some little tower blocks to the bottom, and this is just going to act as a stand and help like prop this up so I can display it on the shelf. I love decorating more for like springtime rather than just focusing on Easter, but I do like to throw in a few Easter projects. So for this one, I found this gorgeous little sign that says thankful, grateful, blessed with the little roses on the edges. I thought that was so pretty, but I wanted to like upgrade it because I can't stick these flat signs on every shelf that I have. It just doesn't look right if it doesn't have any height to it, or to me and my style and how I'm trying to arrange my tables. So for this, I thought it would be really cute to put a bunny on top. So I picked up a pack of these couple of bunnies. They're more of like for a kid to color on with these markers, but I just turned it around and painted it white, tied some little jute twine on there, made a bow, add a button, and then securing this to the top of the sign. And I feel like this is something more that you would find out at a store, and it really just elevates the sign. I'm able to use like the words and the gorgeous pattern on the front of the small sign, but just turning this into something that wasn't intended for Easter, but adding the bunny just makes it look like it was meant to be there, and keeping it neutral just matches my style more, but you could go with any color. But I think this is adorable and just secured it with some more tower blocks. So I have used these stickers before. They come from Dollar Tree in the Crafter's Square, but I used to put them around a vase just to add that pop of greenery. But they're so detailed and like perfectly cut out that I thought it would be fun to paint over them and use them more as a stencil. So using another one of these signs, whenever I see these signs, I just grab like 10 of them because I use them all the time. They are so nice. Once again, I love how the backing comes off and they're so easy to make over. So for this, I did decide to paint the backing white because I am going to be putting those stickers down and then painting over them with some of my, I think this was celery colored green paint, but it looks really pretty. I was able just to play around with the stickers, place them at different directions, but just trying to make it look all nice and even, so this makes a gorgeous backdrop. I did notice that these stickers tried to like rip in half every time that I picked them up. I didn't notice this the last time that I used them, but tried to make everything look nice and even and place it back together where you couldn't tell it was broken, and then painting 2 coats of this green color. Once again, I think this is Celery by Waverly Chalk Paints. I usually pick mine up at Walmart. I get asked that question a lot. And then after I pulled all the stickers up, I let this completely dry, and then taking the same color because I want this to be a subtle backdrop. I didn't want to add any like harsh black lines or anything, but taking the same green color and just adding in some little veins in these leaves and making them look just a tiny bit more realistic so they're just not like white blank spaces. I didn't worry about getting this perfect at all. Some of it I just kind of rubbed some green in there, but I feel like it just adds, I don't know, helps it out so much when it's not just like big white shapes of leaves and makes it look a lot nicer. After this completely dried, I put it back in the frame, and I kind of was overthinking this. Do I want to put a word on there? Do I want to leave it plain? But I thought it looked really cool just stacked up on a table like this. Adds a lot of texture, but looks really gorgeous, especially with my new little pressed flower frame. My Dollar Tree was putting out a ton of new like little gardening signs, so I had to put them to good use. For this first project, I wanted to put it in like a planter. I'm making a couple of different planters for you all. So for this first one, I picked this up at a thrift store. The flowers were looking really like shabby, really dusty, so I got rid of that, and I love this little wooden box. But you could use any type of Dollar Tree planter. I've actually built my own planters out of like Dollar Tree wood, so that would work as well. But these are some of my favorite Dollar Tree greenery picks. So I love these floral picks. They just say greenery on them, but they're full of like purples. They have different colors, but I love all the textures of the different leaves. And then just going in and filling this in with some other types of florals that I have on hand. and then sticking that sign in the top, and I feel like this makes the perfect piece. I love the pop of the white flowers, but really, really fun to just dress up any space for spring. I wanted to show you this again on like a bigger scale, but using a Dollar Tree planter. These are one of my favorite planters that I'm finding out right now. It has a gorgeous shape and I love that it's dark. I did stick some styrofoam down in here. You are lucky when you do find planters at the thrift store. Most of the time they are coming with their own styrofoam. So for this I just glued my own down in there, and then these are my favorite flowers from Dollar Tree that they put out every year unless they come out with something different. This is my favorite right now. I stuck one of the different signs in there, but these flowers have like a lot of flowers on them, but I love the greenery, and they're just called wildflowers. So if you find them, I think they come in like yellows and pinks, but I'm going to be keeping an eye out for more of them. I did put some rocks in the bottom of this so it didn't fall over, but another large gorgeous piece that adds extra color. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below which craft was your favorite, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting. Bye.